Hey Metal Lads, this is Schmier from Destruction and you're watching Army of One TV. You know, in 1983, all names were still available. So we wanted to have a name that describes our extreme music. We wanted to be the most brutal band ever, you know. And of course, we were listening to Motorhead and Venom and a lot of the English new wave of British heavy metal and punk rock. And as we wanted to do like sonic destruction, we thought destruction would be the perfect name to describe the musical brutality that we wanted to express. And yeah, we were lucky at the time. The name was still available. I think thrash metal is something that is just much more than music. You have to live it. It's like a lifestyle, like heavy metal in general, I think. And thrash always been for me a way to escape like the conservative reality. It's a way to express yourself. With my lyrics, I still try to write about stuff that fucking bothers me, you know, and that keeps me alive. It's kind of a psychological session, you know, when I can get all that out. And I still think it's important that people also read that some musicians still have something to say, you know. I mean, of course, people are saying, oh, music and politics don't go together, but come on, politics affect my daily life, and there's too many people that give up on that. And I think it's important that the people have to, you know, understand that they're the ones that can reach much more together against those politics of today. And it's sad to see that many people don't go voting. Many people they don't care about what's going on in the world anymore, and that's why our fucking politicians have too much power. They do what the fuck they want with us, and we don't care. I mean, you see what's going on in the world right now, and this is my drive. This is a part for me of being thrash metal. And yeah, and of course the music always been very important for me. I always liked aggressive music the best, and especially like thrash. So it's, I think a thrash band, even if you grow older, you shouldn't slow down. And a lot of thrash bands, of course, over the years lose the edge to become more melodic and stuff for Destruction. That's not the case. We're trying to still stay fast and furious. And if I want to do something else more melodic, I have my second band called Panzer, which is like more heavy metal. So, but I would not bring those influences into Destruction. The concept is called reality, you know. I write when I see stuff on TV, when I travel, when I'm in the fucking custom control and they try to watch my ass, you know. Then I'm writing lyrics about it. It's basically stuff that stories that life writes, and it's not a concept album, no. But of course, when the album came out, it's more than 1 year ago. We didn't have all those terror attacks yet, you know. But now, of course, it's more and more. So, of course, the title fits, of course, really good, you know. The problem is nowadays that people don't want to hear reality, you know. Of course, entertainment has to be singing about unicorns and rainbows, you know, but that's not what we do. So, of course, it's also one of the reasons why thrash metal is more for the young people of today that are the resistance of the conservative society. And that's why normal people will never understand what we do, because they don't want to hear about the problems we have. And I think it's important that we do this in our music. We're trying to go back to sounding natural and keep the live sounds alive, basically. We have worked with a couple of great producers, but what they all do, they try to make it sound too modern, you know. And at the end, when the guy's mixing the album, you don't have the 100% of the influence anymore. So as much as I like modern productions, for Destruction it fits better when it sounds a little bit more old school, and that's what we did on the last album. It's also what we're doing right now with a Thrash Anthems Best Of album. We're trying to create this old school vibe and keep the drums real, keep the guitar sound very aggressive, and separate bass and guitar from each other, and make the vocals nice and dominant, and you know, keep the sounds alive. And of course nowadays it's very easy to produce bands very powerful because of all the technology we have. So it's a challenge to use the technology you have and make it still sound real, you know. I mean, we don't use the triggers or stuff like this on the albums. We just record in a big fucking room and use a lot of microphones. It's a little bit more work, but it works. And same thing goes for audio. We're lucky enough to have a studio that works with us. So we can always go in and out when we have time to record. That's what we did on Under Attack. We come from tour, we went to the studio, recorded some songs, we went back on tour. So the album was written over a couple of months, couple of years. I mean, the whole process was just a couple of weeks recording, but we recorded first the demos, then the demos became the pre-album versions, and then we finished those pre-album versions with final vocals and final lead guitars and stuff. So we've been working on the songs for a while, and that really helps, of course, to make them better. Tour's going great. We have Jungle Rod and Warbringer with us, which are killer bands, and I think it's a very good billing. And we had some very good shows. Some were sold out already. America is always hard to play because the main cities are great, and then you have to go through the Bible Belt and to territories that are not so easy to play. But we had a lot of great shows so far on the tour, and I'm sure New York tonight will be great, and we have a lot of more to come. And most of the time, the best show in whole America is actually Los Angeles. They have a fantastic thrash scene down there. It's like they call them the satanic Hispanics. You know, it's the generation of new Americans that have a Spanish background, and they come all from they like the wild thrash music as their parents maybe did and stuff. So that's a great scene in LA for this kind of music. We're after this we're doing the festivals. Like, that's why we had to cut the tour a little short, because it would get pushed back for a week, the tour, and then we didn't have enough time anymore because we're starting the festival season right after this. Also, we're mixing our best of album. We're having a best of album coming out on this pledge campaign this summer, which will be officially released at the end of the year. And so there's a lot to do. So that's why his tour was not the 4 or 5 weeks we usually do. It was just the 3 weeks. Yeah, I mean, basically mainly it's over Nuclear Blast. To get licensed in Japan, South America, over different labels, but mostly here in America it's also Nuclear Blast. So they have some distribution partners, and of course here the overseas they have their own department. And this best of album coming on Pledge Music is basically an album that the fans helped to create, and that we do without a label for now. And the fans basically help us to pay the recording costs and all the mixing and everything, and they get a special version of the album first, and Nuclear Blast might release the album at the end of the year in a different version, but it's going to take at least 6 more months. So the fans who want to hear the album can go on the Pledge campaign and check them out, and it's a lot of nice old shit, and it's going to sound really good.